So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
One of the things I also read about you is that you're an accountant. How do you go from accounting to acting?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I feel like depending on who you ask, the acting is the more random thing because I really had, I guess, structured my whole life to go down this one path. I went to business school in college, graduated with a degree in finance and accounting, and then worked at Deloitte, one of the largest professional services and accounting firms in the world, for a grand total of 8 months before I was laid off, and really just kind of comes back to what the things that you're meant to do, and I definitely was not meant to do that. I found the accounting environment really, really rough on me. I really didn't fit in. I knew that it wasn't for me, and I kind of just didn't know how to get out. So thankfully, I was actually put out of my misery, and it wasn't until that point where I thought, hey, look, I might as well just try something that makes me happy because everything that I worked so hard for in my life had just imploded. So, with nothing left to lose, kind of like at rock bottom, I went on Craigslist and I answered an ad to be a movie extra. That's kind of how it all started in a nutshell. And the rest, I mean, it's just persistence. It's a lot of rejection and
Yeah.
um, just never giving up, really.
So you get to New York, because I want to make this point, because people think this shit happens overnight, and it doesn't.
Oh,
It doesn't.
no.
It's hard.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of it, and it's not really luck. It's a lot of hard
Blood,
work.
sweat, and tears.
So you come to New York to be a dancer. You're living on some guy's couch.
Yeah, but that only lasted for like 5 days max.
So how do you
Because
make
I got-
money?
Well, I got a scholar. I went to start going to auditions, and I got into some dance companies. Got a partial scholarship to the Elvin Ailey School, and then I started just making little bits of money, And then was taking shit jobs. I did everything. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts. I was the hat check girl.
Did you
at
get
the
fired from Dunkin' Donuts in one day?
No, I think I stayed there for maybe a week.
Were you fired because you squirted jelly over everyone?
I was playing with the jelly squirter machine. Yeah.
And they just got pissed off at you?
Yeah.
Had you played your card right, you could have been a manager at Dunkin' Donuts.
I
She
could
could
have
be
been-
running.
I
Yeah.
could be the
several.
CEO
Yeah.
of Dunkin' Donuts.
So some guy
Dang
comes up
it.
and says, hey, you're fired because you're not taking the job seriously.
That's right.
Right. Did you explain to them you were Madonna?
I wasn't Madonna then.
Oh,
I mean, I was, but not
they
like
didn't recognize it.
they didn't see the future.
So, Dr. Newman, you're saying that everybody wears a mask?
That's correct, Wendy. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking. We suppress the id, our darkest desires, and adopt a more socially acceptable image.
My father was not only the funniest man in the room, but he was a fantastic saxophone player. And before I was born, he had an orchestra in Toronto. But, in order to be something special, you had to leave Canada and come down to the States and prove yourself in the States. He was a little bit afraid of that transition. And also he had a family to take care of. So he became an accountant. And as time wore on, it wore him down, it wore him down. And he got a little bit bitter, especially when he lost his job when he was 51. That really broke him. Not only was he compromising to raise a family, but when you compromise and you fail, it really hurts. It hurts even more than failing at what you love. So that was an example for me. I learned that you can fail at what you don't love. So you might as well do what you love. There's really no choice to be made.
It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. Kill the whales, kill the whales. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. Kill
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.